Hello everyone, welcome to Cyber War. Today we're doing an episode on the new trending issue with Twitter and the two-factor authentication discussion. Uh, a lot of people in the InfoSec community um, are discussing about this. Surprised how many of them are left because everybody said they are moving to Mastodon, but now everybody is actually on Twitter. So let me open the message, how it was. Something like this. So recently, the message was that we must remove text message two-factor authentication. Now, I don't know about you, but this doesn't sound very clear. I mean, it is clear for me, but I'm certain for a lot of people out there, this sounds like you get two-factor only if you pay for Twitter Blue, which is not what this message is saying actually. They are saying that everybody will have to not Twitter Blue, but they are saying that we should switch to something else, not remove dual factor authentication. So SMS dual factor is problematic, not dual factor in general. And I've seen like some people working in communication and in, I don't know, working on how to deliver such messaging, coming up with better versions of this. So, for example, this tweet right here by Tony Ding, I don't know how to read this. So, this is the message on the left, and on the right, it's what should have been transmitted. Like, it's time to remove SMS two-factor. Why? Because it's no longer a secure method. So they require everybody to switch to other methods of dual factor authentication, like the app or the YubiKey, or not necessarily that brand, but the security key. So we should do that by March 19. If you're a Twitter Blue, you can you're paying for your own insecurity until the end of 2023. This is basically the gist of it. And for that specific reason, for text not being safe. There's also the issue of huge bots, networks costing Twitter a fortune because they keep trying to log in and they manage to log in, and the operators send a lot of texts on behalf of Twitter, and that costs a bunch. And yeah, so what do we do now? So where do we go from here? This article, which I'm going to leave in the description, is a bit more clear. They are not allowing the SMS method anymore, but they will allow, of course, authentication app and security key. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have recommended text message, SMS, two-factor authentication if you know your way around computers. But between no dual-factor authentication for the regular folks and having dual-factor authentication through SMS, I would go with SMS 100% of the cases, because we need to look at the threat model here. So how would somebody manage to abuse this? Don't mind the part where Twitter is paying money for that. That's not my concern here. But how would the user be hacked? Like, somebody needs to figure out your password, either by doing like a password spray, or finding your password in a leaked database for some other website, or even for Twitter, and logging into it. And then when trying to log in, they notice you have dual factor. So that sounds easy. Okay, then you get an SMS. So what? Like, how would an attacker, unless you're some very monitored person, how would they know your phone number? Like, for them to abuse the weaknesses of the SMS dual factor, they will need to know your phone number. So, of course, it is possible that in the same leak where you leaked your password on some third website, you also leaked your phone, but from there, they need to invest in social engineering tools to do a SIM swap, or invest in some pretty expensive equipment to intercept your SIM, your SMS to some towers, or maybe it's a state actor. So you need to have a very clear, specific threat for this to ever be an issue for anybody. So yeah, if you look at this video which I posted, how passwords get hacked in the real world, not in movies. This one, credential stuffing, is the main one. So this would be the threat model here. You get your password leaked on some other website, you use it on Twitter, and people just log in. If you have dual factor, unless you have your phone number printed on your forehead or something, there would be very slim chances, next to none, for somebody to actually abuse this and take over your account. Again, not the safest way, but still better than just relying on your password. Okay, so say you're in this situation now, and you need to switch from text to other methods. Main thing from this is that you should not ever disable dual factor. So what you need to do in this case is to activate another type of dual factor, and specifically authentication app or security key if you can afford it. But the authentication app method is handy for everybody. So you have your Auti, for example, from Twilio. This is one of the apps. Not the best of models because it does a backup in the cloud, but in that regard, it's pretty close to SMS because if you getting hacked is dependent on Auti getting hacked or somehow your account being intercepted or something, so or hacked your OT account. So you install the app and then you follow the steps. It shouldn't be rocket science. I mean, if you're watching this channel, I hope you'll be able to figure it out. Now, Auti has the benefit that you can back it up in the cloud, and if something happens to your device, you can reinstall it on another device and it gets all the keys back. The problem with that is that it is on the cloud. So yeah, that's problematic. Another way of going about this is to use, and this would be probably the best option, Google Authenticator. I'm not sure about the Microsoft one. I didn't use that. Probably similar. Whatever. So for Google Authenticator, I'm not even sure if it's available for iOS. I have no idea. Okay, for iOS, Google it. I don't know what to use. But for Android phones, look, Microsoft Authenticator has one for iOS. So either this or that one. You install this on the phone. Now, the biggest problem with this is that when you set up dual factor, all the websites give you some backup codes. With Google Authenticator and probably Microsoft Authenticator, you really need to save those somewhere, like print them and keep them, because if your phone dies for some reason and you cannot recover it, and you didn't mirror it on another device, you lost the keys. So you will need to go through the process with whatever that website has the process. There's probably a manual thing with support to get your account back. So this is very annoying if this happens to you. So you need to have your keys stored, like the backup codes for all the websites you had in Google Authenticator, stored somewhere. That's one. And also probably for Microsoft Authenticator. Now, how do you go extremely paranoid with this? Like, you want to go from SMS dual factor to the opposite side, like complete paranoia. Well, you have like one device or two devices that are not connected to the internet, and well, no, first you connect them to the internet, you install Google Authenticator on one of them first, you set it up for Twitter, then you mirror it on the other device, then you disconnect them from the internet completely, and they become like a bank token basically. If they are in plain mode all the time, you can't really hack them or anything. Maybe you keep them in a Faraday cage or something just to make sure no EMP affects them, and that's that. But also you save the codes, the backup codes for Twitter. I hope this is clear. I'm not certain if I should do a practical demonstration, but in order to do that on the computer, I'll have to install BlueStacks. Hope you're familiar with it. Maybe I have it already. BlueStacks. Let me see. And yeah, run everything in BlueStacks so that I can record the video. I might do this. Get some nice mobile videos uploaded. Yeah, so that's that. Basically, Twitter is saving on some SMS costs. They don't want to pay again anymore, and everybody is discussing. It's either OT, and they discuss all these edge cases where you're really in trouble if you're not really paranoid. No dual factor authentication is a real problem. You don't you cannot argue against that. So any of these methods is better than anything. Like, it's several orders of magnitude better. Now, the difference between SMS and an app with cloud backup, or an app without a backup, or paper codes, or whatever, is large, but still in the orders of magnitude, any of them is safer than no dual factor, because again, somebody could just brute force your password, or password spray it, or they could find it in a leak. And no dual factor means you're done. Oh, yeah, there is one which is very bad, like even worse than text. The one where you need to click on something to make it go away. They will do it. They will send you that request in the middle of the night, and you hit yes just to make the phone shut up. So don't have one of those. And also don't fall for like stupid scams where they call you, so you give them the text, the code. That's like really weird. I've seen a bunch of people do that over Instagram. Like, they get a code and they send it to them. So yeah, don't do that. Okay, I hope this made a bit of sense. Just a random rant. So not sure how accurate this news is, but seems okay. The one with the costing them 60 million dollars SMS costs. I'm not even sure how that works. Like, how much is that compared to all their other costs? Okay, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Have a